anything that.
So Zach, you were just mentioning you were not allowed to say that you would be on a PBS show, but that is you've already violated that verbal because the episode's out, Zach.
Well, it's not
Well,
Well,
you did
our
it right
episode is
before
out.
signing, Zach.
I didn't sign anything.
Zach,
I didn't sign
that
anything on the
means
tape.
you're not going to be on anything.
Yeah, I know.
If you didn't sign nothing, Zach, cut to me, Belly. If you didn't sign nothing, Zach, that means you're not going to get nothing. Believe me, Zach.
But I might get my tape, my set tape. I could cut some reels from that.
I might get a tape. Listen,
yeah, I had a good set.
I've done plenty of stuff where I've murdered, and they're like, no, you don't got to sign anything. And you begin to learn that means you ain't going to be part of the show.
Oh, I don't need to. I don't need to be part of the stand-up portion because that's going to mainly be Ali. I get that, and I did sign something. I did sign something during the soccer portion, so I'm hoping that they get. We played soccer with Ali, and I'm hoping. I had a pretty nice headbutt, and I'm hoping that makes its way to PBS.
That's all that counts. That's all we need, baby.
Did you do any talking heads? Did they interview you on the side? So what is your relationship with Ali meant to you? Answer that question. Here, I'll be PBS. All right, okay. State your name.
Hi, my name is Zach Kagan.
No, we didn't ask you to say hello. Cut. All right, starting from the top. State your name.
Zach Kagan.
How long have you been playing soccer?
I guess 2 years.
Yeah. What is your relationship with Ali mean to you?
He's a good friend of mine. He's a pillar of the Minneapolis comedy community, and he's a very supportive guy outside of comedy. I love playing soccer with him. I love getting some Somali food at the Carmel Mall.
Can you comment on the rumors of him having a hot temper?
See, I'm more
scared. Can you comment on this alleged list he made for the PBS recording and some of the names that might be on that list?
Wait, what list? I haven't heard this. But I'm more scared.
Watch the episode, Zach. It's on the last episode. And folks, if you're tuning in and if you're new, welcome to I Love You, Manna. Support us. Subscribe to the YouTube. If you're not on that YouTube train, what are you doing?
Our YouTube is good now, I think.
It's growing.
We're growing, folks.
I was playing.
I'm gloining!
We're gloining.
I'm gloining all over.
I'm gloining all over YouTube!
I was playing a draft with someone the other day, and they were telling me
what was their name? Grant?
No, it was.
See, I'm
Kalani.
back, baby. I'm back. I'm much more energetic now that I've been exercising in this polluted air.
What did you do today, Mike?
Well,
I wanted to shout out Kalani. It was a great match, and also
I thought their name was Jelani.
It was
Kalani. How do you spell
that?
What's their home address?
But they signed up for they subscribed to our YouTube. And,
really?
Yeah.
And I think, well, how about you sign up for the Patreon?
Yeah, that's what really matters. Mm-hmm. God dang it!
You know
I saw some of those commander decks. You got the money. You could subscribe.
Yeah, Kalani, why don't you sell a commander deck? That's a good idea. Mm-hmm. If you're listening to this and you want more, sell one of those blinged out commander decks and subscribe to our Patreon for 3 years. It's all $5. We'll give you my dad's phone number. That special is ongoing through the end of 2023. If you sign up in 2023, I will send you my dad's phone number.
Can we do Zach's mom's Twitter as another unlock?
Ooh, that I think we could do, honestly.
I will give you Zach's address if you sign up for our Patreon. And I don't even care if he gets mad. I know where he lives. I know where his girlfriend lives. I will help you hunt down Zach. How's that for a $5 deal? You can drive to Zach's house and steal his bicycle.
It's not locked up. It's just in the shed. I actually think about that sometimes.
You think about your bike in the shed?
Yeah, that someone could just take it.
Now, Kalani, does Kalani like Kalani is signed up for the YouTube. How did Kalani hear about the program? Because this is good market research, Zach.
No, I told Kalani about it.
Okay, so you just kind of forced Kalani to subscribe to the YouTube.
Yeah, I was like, okay, if I win this match, you have to sign up for the.
Dude, that's a good deal. Keep doing that.
Yeah, there you go. And then I just
Belly leave.
Nerds. Yeah, Belly just left. Belly quit. Belly turned in his resignation.
I mean, Belly, there might be people in the waiting area.
Honestly, I'm more worried about Ali coming after us than PBS or our fans. You know?
Why are you worried about Ali coming after us?
Because if anyone's got shooters in the Minneapolis comedy scene, it's probably Ali, you know? He's got eyes.
Oh, I'm so afraid. Oh, is Ali gonna take my gigs away from me? I mean, what's Ali gonna do? Is he gonna take my 4 road dates away from me? Oh, don't do that, Ali. What are you gonna do, Ali? What are you gonna do with all the opportunities that are handed to you, yet you're still angry about shit? Oh,
wait,
poor
Zach's
Ali.
angry? Zach,
no,
Ali.
No. Let's not get into it. Ali's
angry in his diaper because he gets opportunity after opportunity, but we're not happy enough for him. There, Ali, there. You want the... I'm so happy for you.
Yeah,
I'm
Mike.
so happy.
Yeah, Mike, where's the PBS show about you?
I'm
right?
so
That's
happy.
What you want.
I don't care about PBS.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're on kick, Zach.
PBS is a dying medium, bro. No, there's no such thing as destination television anymore.
PBS hasn't been destination television.
Yes, it was
ever.
Antiques Roadshow, Arthur, Dragon Tales.
All right,
Need I say more? Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Okay.
I used
to
get
cat. What was the name of that cat on
Garfield?
The no, on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Nermal.
Okay. Well, there's a king cat, right? And there's all.
Oh, Zach, you're lagging, buddy.
Oh no,
you are lagging hard. Oh, Ali, I'm so afraid. Don't hurt me. Oh,
what? Can you please? Can we at least promise this to Patreon backers that Zach will do a tell-all? I'm playing catch up too.
Hell, I'll do a tell-all right now on the main.
Ali is cool. I like Ali.
Yeah,
he's
really cool. Oh,
is he a little scary sometimes? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure. You know who else described that? John Wayne Gacy's wife. That's how she described her husband. She's like, he's great. He goes to church. He's just a little scary if you catch him on the wrong time at night. And our house smells like decomposing bodies.
Was he the clown guy? Yeah.
Zach.
What?
Zach, where's Tor and where's our guest?
I know.
Well, that's good. It's your guests, okay?
Ooh. What's that mean?
I'm just saying that.
I told her. I talked to her today.
Uh-huh.
Maybe she's running late.
Did you secure the bag? Is the question.
What about this view?
Oh my god.
I like that.
Do you like this view?
I like that.
We're all like talking heads.
We're spliced in. For the listener, you gotta get on the YouTube. But if you're not, this is premium content where we're all sliced up.
Our heads are giant.
This is
we're on
fun.
ESPN.
It feels like Austin Powers, where it's like an interstitial, where it's very 60s. Piping hot content here, folks. This is about the time where you look for what bits you're working on and you try to workshop them.
Why? We don't need bits. We have each other.
Tell us about your lives. What's going on, Zach? We haven't you haven't been on the pod.
I breathed in a bunch of polluted air today.
Oh yeah, we've been having a lot of wildfires, crazy wildfires.
Can Canada just burn down already, dude?
They brought in Brazilians to come fight the wildfires.
Just burn it all down, dude, so it quits burning.
And it's just crazy to see you want
to know my opinion on the wildfires? Fucking torch the place, dude.
But for the international firefighter community, each firefighter is teams coming in and just it's like a bad premise. Like each country comes in and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna be the ones to pitch hit here and clean up your problem. Like they had in like some Europeans, they had a bunch of like Latin America guys. They're like going in shifts.
What I would do is I would like, you know how they pour like buckets of water from the helicopters? I would do that, but with gasoline on Canada right now, just to kind of pick it up.
Accelerate.
Well, that way you can't burn ash, you know. If it's all ashes, it can't burn anymore. I mean, folks, we need to get realistic here, okay? Not everything, not the whole planet can be inhabitable. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that's
we have to make way for our AI overlords.
Yeah, the AI doesn't care about Canada, and it's showing that by burning it down right now.
Also, like, how good was poutine really?
It's disgusting.
It's a lot.
It's a little overhyped.
The caloric intake is disgusting.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a pretty outdated food tech.
The most sharts I've had, like in succession, were from poutine in Canada.
This happened to me the other night, which this is probably that night I came home after drinking 2 pineapple martinis and 2 beers. But
is that when your bike got stolen?
Yeah, exactly. And I have not been hungover since, so I've been very.
Your bike was stolen, Zach?
No, the back tire was stolen. This is a whole thing.
All right, our guest is coming.
Okay, hell yeah. But
she thought it was 1 hour difference.
Oh, maybe they're in a different time.
She's in Seattle right now.
She's on West Coast. Yeah.
But she's at the epicenter of the conflict.
Oh my god. But okay, what I did was, this is like, you know, cross-faded, drunk, high culinary mindset.
Why are you doing this to yourself, dude?
This was me coming. Okay, this is like I've been a good boy since, mostly, but.
What the fuck kind of verbiage is that?
I've been a good boy.
You're not a boy. You're a grown man, dude.
Yeah,
you have a mustache. You're not a boy.
Speaking of, I do have an update. I do have an update about the mustache. I do have to share this.
That boy.
Fuck. Now I got 2 stories.
Wait, everyone has mustaches. Should I grow a mustache out?
Yes.
What is happening?
Yeah.
What is happening?
1,000%. You need to grow You could probably grow the best facial hair out of all of us.
No, I just grow here, and here.
Yeah, but that's all I do. Look at how
that's gonna contour your face really nicely, though.
Look at how bad this.
I look like a Spanish conquistador. You know what I mean? Like
someone last week at a show, like thought they burned me. They're like, Mike, look at Mike. They went up after me. They're like, look at Mike. He's got like a V for Vendetta mask on, and it got like nothing. And then they came up to me afterwards, and they're like, "Hey, man, I'm really sorry about that epic burn." And I was like, dude, you ate shit. Like, it's fine.
So, okay. Just to briefly share this.
Hi, Liz.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hello.
Liz.
Good, how are you? I'm so sorry I'm late. I am still new to the Pacific time and different changes. My bad.
That's all good. We were talking about our facial hair, and you know, we were really in the groove. So
yeah, and also sharding at some point.
Talking about poutine and Liz,
and what's Canada burning down?
Yeah, Liz, what's your opinion on Canada burning down? What do we do about that, Liz Thompson?
Okay, what do we do?
You want to know my answer, Liz?
Sure, you start.
Here's my so it's like a pitch meeting. Pretend you're at like Card Kingdom and we're doing like a Canada's burning down set. I'd say just let it all burn.
You know what? From living in Vermont where we met,
yep,
and having to customer serve the Quebecois,
ooh,
I would say let it burn. Okay, I think that the rest of Canadians are fine, but it's something about the French elite.
Okay.
They gotta go. Okay.
Yeah.
They love to be mean to you as a customer service person.
Oh,
I've been yelled at in French as we in Burlington, Vermont, lovingly call them queebs. And they're like white, so I think it's fine to say that. You know.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's fine.
I love that.
Yeah, and
So the queebs, like, there might be like a handful of good ones, but it's just a weird like French elite snobbery there. I'm fine with the rest of Canada.
And the queeds need to burn alive.
I mean, I'm living in Seattle where I just know this summer is gonna be fucked. So it's like, oh, it's burning there, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
And
it's burning everywhere.
I kind of have the opposite approach. I think we should legalize the queeds. I think it's high time that queed should be legalized.
Letting you all know, it's with a B. Queeb. Like
queeb?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay, y'all.
Try it again, Zach. Try it again.
Zach,
I'm just gonna, take 5. We're gonna make a lap around the office.
Liz, Zach loves wordplay, so the best way to get it to stop is to just chuckle at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
A light chuckle.
Yeah, just a nice, not too much, otherwise he'll get going. But Liz Thompson, friend of mine, we met in Vermont. Now you're in Seattle. Liz, when did you move to Seattle, and when did you move? Why did you move to Seattle?
Okay, can I give a quick background as to how I know Mike?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
This is so good. Perfect.
So Mike and I met in Burlington, Vermont. Burlington, Vermont has a surprisingly good stand-up scene. It's just got like a lot of like fun, interesting, artistic people, and you're not gonna make it in Vermont. So most people that are there are doing stand-up just because they love to laugh and have fun and make other people laugh. And so you came in such an interesting time into the Burlington comedy scene because it was right immediately after a huge exodus of like Vermont comedians moving to New York City or LA. This was in 2019. Like no. I think I met you right at the dawn of 2020.
You did. That's when I moved there. I moved there for my job, like January 20th. My plane landed the day Kobe died. I remember that.
Oh shit, that was bleak. Yeah,
that was bleak.
It was a bleak thing to land to. I was like, wow, this is a good start.
I remember my coworker every day would throw trash into the trash can and go, Kobe, and then it was, things were very different after that. It was rough.
Yeah.
2020 started out really weird.
But it's so weird.
Something
it's so strange how it ended really normal, right?
So normal. In fact, I think that Kobe dying was the strangest thing of the whole year.
Right.
But so a bunch of people had left Burlington, and so I was one of the like more senior comedians there now, and it's kind of weird when you get the torch after like all your buddies have left. And I am at the comedy club, Vermont Comedy Club, beautiful, amazing comedy club if y'all ever get the chance to go. And I see the open mic, which I'm a regular at. And then I see Mike, who I did not know, and he fucking killed it. Oh, can I curse on here?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Mike, immediately had a huge stage presence, like not a noob, Yeah. And so the scene is small, so I was like, who is this dude? So I was like, I have to talk to him. So I after your set, like specifically came and talked to you and was like, you're so funny. It's so nice to meet you. Like, I think I maybe told you, like, I want you on my show, or like,
we had that plan, but then COVID happened.
Yeah, literally. Okay, so I had a show booked March like 10th or 11th or something, and I was like, Mike, you should come to my show so you can just like see what it's like. It's an awesome room. Is that Light Club Lamp Shop? It's like the most like Wes Anderson looking bar. It was just a bar with a bunch of cool light fixtures. Not like your average light, but like really cool shit. And I remember they were like, don't try to sell any lamps while you're hosting this comedy show. Like we don't want to, we'd have to call an electrician. All the lamps are for sale, but they're like, don't sell any lamps while you're hosting this comedy show. And I was like, okay. But anyway, so I invite Mike, and like the room is almost always packed. and it's half packed. And I've held the show for like 15, 20 minutes, and I'm like, God, maybe this virus thing is real.
Yeah.
And Mike didn't come to the show because Mike was like, I don't know, this virus thing is kind of scaring me. And I was like, all right. And then like 3 days later, everything changed.
Wow.
Everything locked down. And then I never saw Mike in person again.
I just disappeared.
Yeah. And then I, just like because of everybody was online, I saw that you had moved back to you're
Minnesota.
from Minnesota.
Yep.
Minnesota. There's some funny Minnesotan comics that I've met here. Let's see. Fuck, I can't remember if they're from Wisconsin or Minnesota. They're gonna be pissed at me. Never mind. Let's not talk about it.
They won't hear it.
What are some unfunny Minnesotan comics?
Yeah, there we go. Let's go the other direction.
Liz, have you heard of Ali Sultan? Have you heard of Ali Sultan?
No,
we love Ali.
He's a dick.
We love Ali. We all are.
He's got anger problems.
We're all
those comics.
We're all serving in the Ali Sultan mines.
Has he like fought an audience member? Or?
He's fought another comic and lost, Liz. He got knocked out by another comic in a boxing match.
In a boxing match.
And then he found the footage of him getting knocked out, and every comic that was cheering for him, he blocked on Facebook.
Oh my God. I love comic drama. I love it. It's the best because we're like the most pathetic people. So it's like, let's see the real depths of how more pathetic we can get.
Yeah.
There is a darkness inside every comedian's soul. Sorry, my mic wasn't working and I was just talking and like no one was acknowledging me. So I was like, oh, maybe something's wrong. Hi, Liz. I'm Tor.
Hello.
Tor, can we also say it is hard when you don't.
Yes, I understand.
But that's
I understand.
It comes with the territory.
I do want to. Queeb is a really good like racial epithet because it can also be. it can not only be like Quebecois. It can be Canadian dweeb, which is
Canadian dweeb.
Like,
I wonder if that's what it comes from. Queeb.
It's a double barrel.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been yelled at in like Spanish. I've been yelled at in Russian. Getting yelled at in French, it's just insulting. It's
I feel like Slavic would be the most like intimidating, like Russian and like that's scary, man.
Can I tell you real quick why I was yelled at in Russian?
Yes,
sure.
You were supporting the Russians in the war in Ukraine. Sure.
You were fighting for the Ukraine.
I was doing like tech theater, and I was helping for this Russian ballet. Like these people were Russian, and they came to the U.S. to like tour and do their ballet. They were doing Sleeping Beauty. The person playing Maleficent was a man, and so he was wearing like a dress and everything. And at the end, I was the person who had to come and grab like some people's costumes and bring them back to like the wardrobes that they go in. And I grabbed this dress and I bring it to. I wasn't thinking. Bring it to the women's wardrobe. The Russian old lady costumer comes grabbing the dress and screaming at me in Russian. And I didn't know what was happening, so I froze. And then at the very end of her rant, she just goes, "Male costume," and then walked away. And I was like,
after like 30 seconds of Russian, just like mile a minute Russian.
It's like costume people and comics. There's so much overlap in the anger issues.
Oh, I know.
Babushka.
Ali would be a great costume guy.
Just get all these angry men to be costumers.
Yeah. Right.
There is a Russian comedy open mic in Minneapolis. It's like starting at Comedy Corner.
Oh, is there a big Russian population there? I knew there was like Scandinavian descent. No?
Is this like a bit, Zach?
No, I'm not even joking. It's they're doing it on Wednesday nights, like once a month. It's crazy.
Zach, what are you teeing up bit-wise right now? Oh, there's my dog.
Well, all the bits I'm working on are in Russian because I need to spike this Russian open mic.
Liz,
get the stage time.
So, Liz, we brought you on here. We are ostensibly a Magic the Gathering podcast. And Liz, you how did you end up working at Card Kingdom?
Oh my God. Okay, so So I moved to the West Coast. In June of 2021, I had like gone crazy being in my apartment during COVID, during the winter of Vermont. Every Vermont winter, I was just like, God damn it, I got to get out of here. And
are you from Vermont, Liz? Where are you
Not
from?
originally. I originally am from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Okay.
And then halfway through my life, so like when I was like 16, moved to Vermont, lived there for half my life. And the thing that gets you through like the brutal Vermont winters is like going to hang out with friends, going to like do stand up, going to events, whatever.
Drinking.
And then drinking. And then I could
pineapple
drink,
martinis.
but alone. And like, during COVID, it was way too depressing. And then I didn't want to be in Vermont anymore for like my 30th birthday. I'd already like slept with everybody in Vermont. I'd already like, there's just nothing that I could do. There was no new territory. It was like,
you burn through the population.
Yeah. Nobody swats on the bedpost. It's just like notched away.
Yeah, no. It was time to start at a new coast and, go that way. And so I moved here in 2021 and things were still like pretty closed down here. So I was trying my best. I'd saved up a bunch of money, but it's expensive here. It's so expensive in Seattle. So I coasted for about like a month or so, month and a half on my saved up money, but was like, I'm trying to get a job. And I just like for about a month and a half was applying for jobs like every day. Like the week that I got to Seattle was applying for jobs and just like worked a couple day jobs where it was terrible. I worked at this like basically a sweatshop of a screen printing place. It was
so
hilarious.
Seattle.
It's so Seattle, dude. I know it's ridiculous.
What kind of shirts were you printing?
It was just like commercial T-shirts and stuff. It wasn't cool. It was not cool. It was not cool.
You remember any of the designs, or like were they like inspirational quotes? Was it like keep calm and chive on, shit like that? Yeah.
Mr. Beast.
It was just like, like, our team, our little league team.
Oh, that's cute.
It was cute, but it was like the owners were insufferable. It was like a couple, and like when one of them will tell you, yeah, you want to do this, and then you're doing that, and then like 10 minutes later the other one comes by and he's like, don't do that. And it was like what?
Was that the summer that it got super hot in Seattle?
Yes, that was the like record-breaking like heat wave. Yes, it was that week. So I'm working there on a Monday. The heat wave is coming like on a Saturday, and the owners are leaving Seattle to avoid the heat wave, but we are forced to work. There's no AC in this building, and I was like, I came home completely red-faced because I had drank like 3 of my like water bottles worth and was still dehydrated. Like, we had no fans either. They were like, oh, Jose, we can't have fans on Jose because Jose is allergic to like dust. So we had no AC or fans, and it was like this
fans?
Yeah.
That sounds like us running a podcast.
It was terrible. And then they like, so I'm like half Latino. I'm half Latina or whatever. And then Jose is clearly like Mexican, like, and it just felt so insulting that he and I were the only people doing physical labor at this job when all the white people had offices upstairs with like fans on them. And I was like, I will never do this again. So I like did oh my God, it was terrible. So I'm just like,
so Jose's just there?
What?
He's just there? The other guy?
Jose?
What happened to him?
Oh, he's probably still working like crazy. He was a great screen printer, you know.
Okay.
But like Jose deserves AC. This was crazy.
Jose's passion.
Yeah.
He was the Babe Ruth of screen printing.
He really was.
Screen printing.
I liked him. He was the only person at the company that I was like, he's cool, you know. He had a family to support and everything, so I get it. But like, I was like, I'm wilting. I'm a comedian. I can't do this physical labor. So and like searching for jobs. I'm on Indeed.com looking for anything. And then it's like, do you like Magic the Gathering? Like, come work as a temp for us. And I was like, oh, I used to play Magic. When I was like 15, I played Magic. I had a sick zombie deck, like a tribal zombie deck. This was before Commander as a format. Just like 60 card. My zombies ruled. I epic pwn like so many adult men. It was awesome. And I stopped playing like once I moved to Vermont because I just didn't have like a new community to play with. And then, Magic is so expensive. So
I was in the same boat when I went to Vermont. I brought all my fucking decks, never played a game.
Wow.
Yeah, you really got to find your tribe. And I didn't find my Magic tribe. I ended up selling my zombie deck for like $25 to a friend. I know, because working at Card Kingdom and having the discount, I was like, I can't afford to make that deck because I had like 4 zombie lords or like Lord of the Undead.
Yeah.
I had like 4 zombie masters, it was an awesome deck. And I was like, luckily with Commander, I could buy one of each and be like justify it, but which is so funny because I never fucking played either. And I'm in the process of selling my cards too. I sold back to Card Kingdom at a fraction of the price of what they were. But luckily, at least I had a discount. But I dropped like hundreds on that deck and only maybe got a little bit over 100 back.
So you see the ad for Card Kingdom for a temp job. What was what was the interview process like, and what was the temp job?
Okay, so the temp job, it was through a staffing agency. So it was like I was doing contract work, I guess, for Card Kingdom, but through this like staffing agency. And I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, I just had like a FaceTime with this person, and they were like, "Oh, so you know Magic? Like, you don't have to know Magic to like do this job, but sometimes it helps." And I was like, "Yeah, I used to play, and then my brother used to play before me, and that was like a huge influence too. So I knew like a lot of the sets from, like 3rd ed till like the Ravnica block."
Okay.
And so
Classic
block, I'm using this old terminology that I've been now bullied for using. But anyway, some nerds are like really strange. I got bullied in Vermont for saying type 2 deck. And they're like,
that's cool. That shows that you're OG. Like, why would they be mad about that?
Because men love being mean.
Yeah.
Zach, are you confused? Are you befuddled?
Zach is vibrating right now.
Like enraged over like small things. Is that nerds freaking out over the like most minute
semantics
detail?
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, of course, I would be never caught doing something like that.
Yeah, they're not the most rigid people in the world. No, certainly not.
And certainly not in our own Discord.
No. Hey, we have a lovely, caring, empathetic Discord. 98% male, probably.
I had to get off the Discord. They were ripping me to shreds every other day.
Damn. Every other day about Magic stuff?
No, just in general. They're like, you're too active. You're not active enough. When are we going to play webcam
our
Magic
Discord's
again?
kind of taking a life of its own. Some users have just taken claim of certain channels.
Let's be nice to the Discord.
I am being nice.
No.
They've taken initiative.
Yeah,
I'm not
true.
being nice to them.
But
they're
are
not nice
like,
to me.
They're like 60% dads. Anyway,
yeah, we have a huge dad demo.
It's funny that they're bullying you on your own Discord.
Yeah. Isn't that funny, Liz? Isn't that funny how I'm disrespected in the Discord I frickin' made?
Yeah, how can you disrespect Mike? Look at that facial hair.
Yeah, look at me. Yeah, zoom in.
See, we were talking about this earlier.
I'm impressed. Mike did not have the huge curly mustache when we met.
He's grown it out.
I was clean shaven. My hair was shorter. I was afraid. I was drunk. I was working an office job. I was lost. But now I'm found. Now, Liz, this job you got as a temp.
Oh, right.
What was the
The
job?
part,
yeah, you're at the interview part. Take us from there.
And I nail the interview. So
nice.
I get to go and work for them, and they said it would be about like a week's worth of work, but this first gig was only like a weekend. So essentially what I was doing was cracking the packs of Adventures of the Forgotten Realm. So I'm just sitting there, just opening packs of Adventures of the Forgotten Realm, and we're sorting them. And so that's so CK can, like, have their inventory of selling.
This is like every nerd's dream, right?
Yeah, I was like, hell yeah, I'll get paid to do this. Fuck yeah. And it's in a kind of cute like neighborhood of Seattle. It's in Ballard. It's hella expensive, but Ballard, the part that they're near, is pretty nice. So we just like are in this room with like a huge garage door that's open, like a little warehouse, just cracking packs in the summertime, and it was great. And like working with nerds for the most part, very fun. Like one of the most fun environments I've been in because of my coworkers. I wouldn't say because of the higher ups or anything, but just like, nerds like to pass the time, they're thinking of all these hypotheticals or like playing fun, cool music. And so it's just like, it's a fun environment.
What kind of hypotheticals?
Yeah,
we gotta unpack
what
that.
What kind of hypotheticals we getting pitched?
Okay, so when I actually so I temped for them like a few times doing temp positions, but I did eventually get hired by CK. I told the temp agency like, hey, like if there's any more of these gigs, like please let me know. I would like to work for this company. And they were like, oh, well, they are hiring. And I was like, okay. So they like set me up with an interview with the company, got hired as a grader. So the grading position, yeah. So I'm the person that like you decide to sell your magic cards to CK. And I'm the person that actually is looking at all your cards, flipping them around and looking at them, evaluating the damage of your cards and buying them at like whatever price.
What's the biggest, what's like the biggest like payout you ever like graded for someone?
Okay, so we do, obviously buy the very expensive cards. So I think there's certain cards that like, if you're not a manager, like you can't look at because they're way too fucking expensive, like a Black Lotus or something. Like I have held a Black Lotus, but I was not the person who graded it. But I was just like, oh my god.
What's the security like? What is there like a vault?
Yeah.
Yeah. Security.
Is there
any schematics? Any
There's armed guards.
What's the floor plan like?
Yeah.
So, like when you look off of the edge of a building and you're like, what if I jump? There's just a part of you that's always kind of like, what if I jump? So when I was holding the Mox, Black Lotus, sorry. There's like that instinct to just like crush it.
Yeah, sure.
Hell yeah.
What if I just fucking got fired? Yeah. What if this was how I like was like, I quit,
Toss it on the ground and stomp on it.
Which one of my managers had a very like sad story of one day they did roll over. They dropped a card, rolled over it and ripped it. And it was like a very expensive card. It might have been like a Mox Diamond or something.
Oh my God.
It was like, yeah.
That's a hard thing to talk to your manager about. Just being like,
yeah. Because
I would have lied. I would have thrown it away. I would have been like, it disappeared.
This customer didn't send it. They're a liar.
Yeah.
You probably get away with that too.
Yeah, no shit.
I don't know. It's not a thing I would have messed with. There is a little bit of like, I don't know. There's processes along the way. Like you will be found out.
You said that the higher ups weren't that. So Card Kingdom is kind of like fallen under some scrutiny as of late.
Oh, God.
Kind of.
A little bit of scrutiny, Liz.
Do
you want to comment on that? Do you want to comment on that at all?
Of course. But actually, can I hear what y'all have heard about what's going on at CK first versus what I have to say?
That's awesome. Go ahead, Belle.
Well, I follow the Card Kingdom Union account. I'm definitely a supporter.
yeah.
Hope it goes.
I'm glad you are.
I
I
was
gonna
like,
say, if you aren't, please follow them.
yes, we'll definitely link it. CK Union _ on Twitter.
Yes, I think so. I meant to pull it up.
I was
right
like,
before.
Card Kingdom was like my main squeeze for like cards.
Mm.
I'm like kind of embarrassed. Like, I was kind of embarrassed of like if you ever saw like I don't know if you did this, but like just someone buying like hundreds of dwarves. Like all of the dwarves cards, that was me probably.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Card Kingdom, yeah, I have family in Seattle too.
Oh, cool.
So I like that connection. I actually went I think last summer I visited Card Kingdom for the first time.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I texted you guys about this.
Oh,
told us
cool. I was
about it,
probably
Zach.
upstairs.
I guess they are kind of like the LGS for some people. Like they do have stores, right?
Yeah, it was an amazing yeah, it's amazing storefront and like
Mox
warehouse.
Sporting House.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep. Because it's like Mox is where y'all can enter, and y'all are able to like go to the restaurant to play like games, buy stuff in the retail location. And Card Kingdom is literally like above it, and like underneath it too. Like we're all in that building.
What?
Yeah, they got. I was gonna say they got a restaurant. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's cool.
And it's like bougie food. It's not like like chicken tendies, you know. It's like
exactly.
It's like,
not like Game Store, Hot Pockets.
No, it's
like Nerd
braised
Haven.
Brussels sprouts and like you know, micro brews from all around Seattle.
That's what I want a Magic player to intake: Brussels sprouts and craft beer before I have to smell them for 2 hours.
You know, there's like fries too, but you know, they'll also have like a really nice grilled cheese with like a nice bisque. You know,
yeah, it's a super cool setup.
Yeah.
They have like a tabletop wing. They have a ton of Magic, like board games. They have
I think there's also like a private room too, if you want to like rent it out and
for a wedding. If you want to have like your wedding there.
Oh God, I bet you somebody has. Yeah.
Belly, what have you heard though? What have you heard before we get the dirt from Liz?
I mean, I just know that management is like not cooperating and like not recognizing the union, which sucks.
Wait, didn't they actually recognize? I read something that they recognized it. I did a Google search before this research.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, Jackie. Or maybe they recognize it, but they're like not cooperating.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have no choice but to recognize it.
Right.
But we voted in the union over a year ago.
Yeah.
So they have still not signed a contract with us. They keep dragging their feet. And another infuriating thing that they did was they immediately hired a lawyer who is known for union busting. So a lot of this is like strategic things that they've done to lose people. You know, I mean, I'm sure that they'll never admit that, you know, politically, to be politically correct, but like a lot of people who voted in the union have left because the work environment has become so hostile. And let's see. I've worked there for almost 2 years. So I've had friends who have worked there for many years, have been there since like the company was very small. When like you had to do kind of everything, or, you know, they were there pre-COVID. And then post-COVID, a lot of things changed. And I think that, where was my train of thought? Oh, but anyway, sorry. A lot of people have left. And people have said it's been bad for a while. For me in particular, it got atrocious this past December. I really didn't mind the job for a very long time, but then this past December, like 3 weeks before Christmas, the company announced, we're not giving you any more raises. So if you are at the cap of your position's raises, so let's say like, oh, you met this proficiency, you get this raise, and then at this proficiency, you get this raise, and then at the last one, you get your final like end cap raise. So if you've reached your final end cap, no more raises for you unless you apply for like a higher up position that has like a higher salary.
Right.
otherwise, like, we're not giving you cost of living increases. So essentially, the work that you're doing, you're now doing for less money. And Seattle, like, it is stupid expensive here.
Yeah.
Rent, groceries, whatever. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck, and like, I don't know about y'all's like situations, but the homeless population is large in Seattle, and it is no surprise. We're all a lot closer to being homeless than being a billionaire. And let's see. So yeah, right before Christmas, they're like, no more raises, and that was like a punch in the gut. And then let's see, where do I even begin? Like, it's literally been a nonstop nightmare, and that's why I quit working there. So this is my first week of like officially not working for CK anymore.
Well, good.
Yeah,
we're glad you got out of that shitty situation.
Thank you.
And honestly, if you don't feel comfortable talking about it, you don't have to. But you mentioned it started getting more hostile like a year ago.
Yeah, so the company was pissed that we voted in the union. They were really pissed. We used to get treated really well.
So it's like all like antagonistic, like what's the term, right? Like they're punishing you.
Well, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to like get you guys to back off? Are they trying to push you guys out? Like what was kind of the vibe going a year back till you left?
Let's see. So the vibe is like, so not everybody within the company was able to unionize. Only like some people did in some departments. So because I think it works on separate levels of the business. So kind of like the warehouse workers, I would, we might be considered like the warehouse workers that unionized.
Sure.
And our like customer service side and like supervisors, like they don't count as this part of the union. And so it's kind of like people who work for CK, not everybody is covered within this union. And so we were seeing things where those people who were not unionized were being treated more favorably than us. So they like stopped catering. For every release, they would usually cater and like give you a meal, at least like a meal a day of the shift you're working for like release weekend. And for I think this most recent, the like Lord of the Rings release, they did not do any catering, which is very uncommon. And but however, like in the past few releases, they've been like giving lots of stuff to the other employees that aren't covered by the union, and like they will give like extra payouts for people to do some of our work. Wait, let me explain that better. So we have a production floor where you like pick orders, put away orders here and there, whatever, and that is very understaffed, and it's hard to keep staff there because it's very physically intensive. You're standing, you're kind of hunching, you're grabbing all these cards, and it sounds like it'd be easy, but when you're doing this like 5 days a week, it does take a toll on your body. And 100%. Things aren't always the most ergonomic there, unfortunately, either. And the company did try in the past, but then things have just become way more antagonistic of like they're just not going to give you this new thing versus like when I first started working there, it felt like they would like cooperate with you and be more understanding. And just a lot of the like nice, kind leadership had to leave because it's just gotten, it's hard to be in middle management. I'm sure those people don't want to be enforcing these like hard things that the higher ups in the company have been
And is the goal just to like basically slowly attrition out everyone who
voted yes?
Yeah,
I would say so. Yeah. Yeah, we lost a lot of people, unfortunately, because of the cost of living and just repetitive stress injuries, the just like a mental day-to-day anguish of
seriously
being there. Yeah, it's
Wow.
been really rough. And they dropped another bomb like like a week ago or so, and it made me feel a lot less bad about leaving the company. It was like, yeah, I made the right decision. They had announced that they're going to be moving operations from Seattle to Monroe, Washington, which is a very long commute for myself and other workers there.
Gotcha.
Monroe, Washington. I'm trying to remember. I think it's like maybe almost like 20 miles away from where CK is located. And a lot of people who work at Card Kingdom live in Seattle and do not have cars. So they're busing in, they're commuting, they're walking. Like some of my friends like live within walking distance of CK.
Is the public transportation in Seattle that good?
It's decent. The buses are they're fairly reliable. I'm glad I have a car because I have a pretty long commute. I live like on the opposite end of Seattle, so my commute could be anywhere between like 20 to 40 minutes, or even longer if it's like rush hour. It's fucking god awful. But
it's nice because you can go to the Card Kingdom like warehouse and like get some card draw spells if you need gas.
All right. So it's clear that
I'm taking a lap.
It's clear that Card Kingdom is not going to come around to the unionization if they pulled something like this a week ago, because this seems like the final step towards like a complete overhaul of their employees.
That's what it feels like, and I'm sure they'll tell you we're not trying to do that, and it's like, you are though, and I don't know. It's so interesting seeing.
Sorry, I'm showing Monroe versus where.
What?
So that's not a commute. That's like
you're looking at the wrong mocks.
Unfortunately.
Oh dang! You're looking from the Oregon one, I think.
I tried so hard.
That doesn't look like Seattle.
No.
Yeah,
Seattle's up there.
Yeah,
Where's that like? Where's like
Olympia.
Lake Washington or whatever?
Yeah, do Mock's Boarding House.
Good thing we're not a GeoGuessr
Leary
podcast.
Avenue one. Do the Leary Avenue one.
That's still brutal.
Oh God!
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's an hour and 30 minutes.
So it's 35 miles. So it's So if you're taking public transportation, it's out of the cards.
It literally out of the cards. Yeah,
you're literally out. I didn't even mean to do that.
Out of the cards, out of the kingdom.
So okay, and then also get this. If you in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
There is a huge like population of people who are openly queer and trans and are out, and it's awesome. And working at CK, I realized, oh my God, I've never worked with this many openly trans and queer people before in my life. It's been awesome. That is one awesome thing I really appreciated about CK. It is very white still, mind you. It is very white, unfortunately. However, very cool that we had so many trans people working there. However, a lot of those people also laid off recently. And it is a huge trend of trans people who were laid off recently. And it's like, is this on purpose?
Laid off?
Like they're fired. Fired, and then for like silly ass reasons, like, oh, you go to the bathroom too much. Like what? That's insane.
Yeah.
Or like you're gabbing at the water cooler too much, and it's like, you know how fucking hot it is? It's like really hot. And it's not like the building has great AC either. In fact, there is no AC in some parts of the building, and some people just have to have fans on them. Like, luckily there's fans, but like it's very hot. And also what was I trying to say? Oh, so one other thing about the Monroe move is that, I don't know if you know Washington, but outside of Seattle, it can be very like
It can be very, very red.
Very red, very like Proud Boys. Like the Proud Boys are here in Washington.
Yeah, very my relatives outside of Seattle.
Yeah, I have some relatives like that too. Yeah. And it's unfortunate. And so you're asking these like nerdy queer trans people to move to Monroe, where they may or may not be safe.
That's crazy.
Have like a trans flag outside or a pride flag outside, you know? It's just, it's hard to have sympathy for a company who clearly does not give a fuck about their like workers, and it's really sad.
Is that the expectation? It's either you have to commute that far, or like, I mean, I assume like, what are these employees making? Like, can they even afford to move? Probably not. Like, you can't afford to move.
No, like I said, we're living like paycheck to paycheck. Like, you might have some people working there who luckily have rich parents, but like, that's not everyone. Like, we are working class nerds here. Yeah. And so if you're like a supervisor or have like a more like niche job at the company, you might be able to afford to just up and move or commute. But I think that a lot of people are really screwed over a job. And so CK has like proposed, now none of this is entirely like finalized in cement, because they've proposed it with the union as well. But there is, you know, like some people might get severance packages and stuff if they do decide to not move to Monroe or commute to Monroe. So I'm just glad I didn't even stick around for that. That's so crazy. Because like,
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so painful.
The morale has been so low, and like I can't even imagine still working.
Yeah.
Being productive with that
population. You've experienced a year now of basically your higher ups trying to get you to quit your job.
Yeah. And it's all because like we've asked for more like rights, I guess, you know, like you get PTO, you get paid time off. Like that is a cool thing. I've never had that at a job before. So that was one thing I was really excited about. However, you know, it accrues over time. And this was also during like the time of COVID. This is also like, if you don't have COVID, but you're deathly ill with something else, like you don't get the COVID PTO, or let's say it's one of the Seattle ice storms and you don't want to commute because it is deadly outside. And what if you total your car? Like people drive like crazy here. They don't ice the roads. Like it's mayhem out here. And if I don't know if you've been to Seattle, but it is like the most hilly city in the world.
It's insane. It's wild.
Insane. You're like at like 50-degree angles going up some of these hills. It's crazy. But is that a good angle? A 50? I don't know. I don't do math. Anyway,
I feel like that might be a little steep, but
it's pretty steep. But
that's
okay. Or that steep though. It's
wait.
crazy.
It's like right acute.
90 is a right angle.
90.
Right acute.
45 is like between 90
but like,
and 0.
90 is crazy, right?
No, it's not
right,
90. It can't
that's
be that.
impossible.
No, that's 90,
right,
bro. Zach, this is 90, dog.
Yeah.
You're just falling off a building here.
Yeah.
This is like
careening to death. Yeah. But you know, so like those would be taken out of your PTO. And so we're just asking for like basic sick days, you know, to be differentiated from our vacation holiday days when we want to actually enjoy our life outside of this dark, dank building.
I still can't get over like the people with rich parents working at Card Kingdom. You know, like if you have rich parents, do what God intended and do stand-up comedy.
No, get them out. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I would do nothing.
Yeah.
I would do nothing. I would literally contribute nothing to society if I just had an endless cash flow.
Yeah.
So pretty similar to what we're doing here.
Whoa, Zach,
you work at Jones.
I have
throwing strays out everywhere.
Sorry
Yeah.
if we catch a few bullets.
I wanted to show this to you, Liz. And I haven't even showed the boys this, but this is so I haven't shopped at Card Kingdom since last summer.
Oh.
And these are all the text Card Kingdom sends me. I guess because I was like a power buyer.
You probably just got in their system.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in their system, Zach. Thanks, Zach.
I hate when companies text me. It's like it's just so weird. It's like we're not friends.
But what I want to say, we're not friends. And
Dude,
Card Kingdom, I'm not your friend anymore. I'm not gonna fucking sell.
Fuck you, Card Kingdom. Fuck you. And you know what? Magic is stupid, dude. Magic's a dumb game.
Let me ask you this, Liz.
Wait. Our demo,
What's
dad
that?
demo.
Oh, I just want to ask, like, sometimes if you're like working and it's a long day and you see a list, if you're like one of the people who has to like, gather up the list, and you see this list for like some like jank deck that's just like, do you just look at this and you be like, you fucking idiot? What, like,
I do have questions about that.
Do you judge
card
people's
lists?
lists? Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Of course I judge people. So I don't work in the department that is always picking cards, but I help them out sometimes because sometimes our departments do need to help other departments.
Yeah.
And we have like expedited orders, the like XP orders that we have to pick first. And those are people's individual orders. Otherwise, when we're picking orders, they're kind of in a batch system where it's like you're picking at a large mass of cards from different orders that will then get sorted into specific orders. But so for these XP orders, you're seeing one person's specific order. And so one day I had to pick up an order. It was like two cards, both less than $1 each. Their shipping was like $10.
No.
I'm not kidding.
People really do that?
Yes. And I think it's just a flex of power, I guess. I don't know.
It's a flex
I can relate to
stupidity.
that.
Why would you do that?
I have delivered over $80 worth of ranch cups to somebody. I spent $80 on ranch little side Domino's ranch side cups.
That's so many. That's
they ordered 100
160.
of them.
Yeah.
No, they raised the price to like $1 now. But it was like
they're $1 a cup.
What would you estimate for?
$80.
What
would you estimate like the cost to Domino's for those fill those cups?
The plastic is more.
Why did they do that?
That's going to be
the plastic's probably
like
more edible than the ranch too.
That is like nepo baby chaotic.
Why did they do that?
That's going to be.
It was a big order. It was like a big order of pizza, but like
just
again,
go
they ordered
ranch.
8. Yeah, again, just buy a couple bottles of
two
Hidden
bottles.
Freaks.
Go to Costco
like
and
a
buy
fetish
3
thing.
bottles of ranch.
You can go to Menards and buy a ranch. They sell it at Menards.
Zach.
Hell
Zach.
You know what else?
Menards.
You know what else they sell at Menards now? They sell Arizona iced tea, crackers, and salsa. It's like a snack pack to go with the iced tea.
Wow.
Zach,
How often
don't
do you
tell
go to
me
Menards, Zach?
Yeah, Zach. Why are you? You got the.
Oh,
finger
maybe
to
they mail you the rebate. They mail you the rebate.
Here's a fun fact about Menards is like their owner is like a huge.
Say big buddy at Menards.
Sorry, go ahead, Tor.
No, it's fine. No, their owner's like a big libertarian weirdo, and he like
was he in the sub?
Well, no, what he'll do is there's like a management training program that's basically just like you answer a bunch of questions and the answer is always like, less government regulated. It gives you like tests and stuff. And like it's really weird. It's
That's an application.
I had a friend who worked at, not a coworker that worked at Menards previously, and he was like telling me about it. It was like, it's just really weird. You have to like take tests on shit.
Wow.
I kind of derailed. I do want to say Monroe has a reptile zoo.
Okay.
So
that's what you added? Okay.
Yeah, that's all I add. I was like just fucking around on the map. Check out, it's got albino alligator.
Maybe you should move. Maybe you should move.
Albino alligator.
Albino, dude. Have you ever seen an albino alligator? They're sick,
Liz,
dude.
I went to an indoor zoo like this, and none of these animals are being treated well. 1,000%. Like
1,000%.
The two-headed turtle is dead for sure.
No, check it out. I think it's
there.
Right
It
here.
is.
It's dead.
It's
Click
dead.
on that. That thing's
There's a little
dead,
shrimp
dude.
going on the bottom
It's
there.
so cute.
That is a display. That is not a real turtle.
Oh, it's got some vipers. Oh, I feel like it's.
Maybe we're changing our tune.
Go to the reviews, Tor. Go to the Google reviews.
Oh, last time we did that, we uncovered something very, very dark.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, that's why they're there.
Ooh, yeah.
So maybe CK will in their vault of Mox lotuses and whatever, they'll just keep a rattlesnake on top.
Yeah, that's their security.
Why was there just a picture of cockroaches in one of them?
That seems too small for that alligator crocodile.
It looks like there's a drop off here, and there's probably a big drop off of water there.
That's what Card Kingdom's going to serve at their next catering event when they move there. Is cockroaches.
Oh, can I tell you another petty thing that the company did to me?
Yeah, please tell us anything you want to.
Okay, so they for every release they will have like a pizza crack, which means we're gonna have pizza and we're gonna crack the packs of the upcoming set. So,
it's not sliding a piece of pizza through your butt crack.
No, but I wouldn't be surprised if some employees do that. Have you ever shared a restroom with a bunch of nerds? It's pretty bad.
Eating pizza.
Bad. Eating pizza. I think that sometimes that's all they eat. From
no,
I've let Zach take a shit in my house, and it was not a good sight afterwards.
No. So imagine there's like 50 Zachs working the shift, and
that's my worst nightmare: is 50 Zachs ascending upon me.
I cry for the porcelain. Those thrones would be shattered.
I don't know how those toilets are still going,
So,
but
yeah, the pizza crack. You had a pizza
crack.
Yeah,
I derailed that pizza crack.
I had a lot of fun as a grader opening these packs because I get to see the new set and God, there's just so many new cards and variations that like I have to memorize these things. So I'm making sure I'm purchasing the cards correctly and learning all the new sets and like, oh, is it foil etched? Is it halo foil? Is it gilded foil? Is it oil slick? There's just so many new things that you have to memorize as a worker now. It's crazy.
Which, as a sidebar, is insane that they're doing that to you.
Too many foils. Too many foils.
Have you seen that graphic of like MTG's releases over the years?
Oh,
and
insane.
It's just exponentially in the last 2 years.
Yeah,
I think there's some insane statistics where it's like over half of all cards printed have been in like the last like year or something, or like 2 years.
I have no idea how Magic players can afford it. I know that like you pick and choose which sets you want to buy into, but it's like this other Magic player that I used to listen to his podcast, separate of Magic stuff, but he would just like bring it up like, oh, there's a new Magic release, I'm buying these, and he would do it for like every release, and I'm just like, how do y'all have the money to do this?
Yeah,
it's so expensive, and you're buying cards. If you're buying packs, like you're buying garbage.
Yeah,
I'm always like.
Go ahead, Zach.
Well, I'm just always like shocked when like sometimes I'll talk to a Magic player who's like, yeah, I usually buy like a box or two of every set, and I'm like, really? You just drop like $200 like 5 times a year? Like
you're paying rent to Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, really at that point.
Yes. Because like I've tried selling to CK like some of the packs that I had bought, obviously they're opened, but of like Crimson Vow and stuff, and they are not buying them, and I'm like, I'm stuck with all this like Crimson Vow cards.
Yeah,
all these like very basic ass commons that they are already like overflowing with stock of.
Sure.
This is another hobby horse I have, which Liz, you've kind of tracked. I mean, Zach is maybe the one remaining soldier who's still playing Magic regularly.
Oh, y'all are like, we're done. This is a Magic podcast, but we're done.
I was broken down by Wizards. Broke me fucking down. Like, there's too much product. I don't have money for this anymore.
I don't have enough space in my brain.
Right. I have such a I don't know. Whenever there's so much dialogue around like, oh, EV of your car. I mean, it happens in our Discord, our MTG stonk section of like, oh, look at the value you can buy this card and it's selling for 2x or whatever. But like, have you ever tried selling your cards back?
You're
It
not
never
gonna
works.
make money.
You're not gonna make money. You're not
You
gonna find
can't make
someone to
money.
buy those cards back. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
bud.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you.
It's not a seller's market.
It will never be a seller's market again. This is what people need
it's
to
like
grasp.
saffron olive is like propaganda.
Yeah,
It's
like I have some friends who they have like, you know, they've been playing since Magic came out, so they have like kind of a little bit more insight and are also on like MTG Finance, keeping track of all that shit. And like some cards, yeah, you could buy it and sit on it for a while, and like maybe some old like, I don't know,
like my Italian Wheel of Fortune.
Your
my
Italian
precious.
Wheel of Fortune. Oh boy, yeah, Wheel of Fortune. I used to see a lot of those. We used to buy a lot of those.
Well,
however, we will not be
shot
buying
in
your
price.
Italian one. I'm sorry, dude. But
What?
See,
Yeah,
there you go,
PK
Zach. There you fucking go, Zach.
PK doesn't buy
Boom!
most cards in different languages.
I have an
unless
English
it's, like,
one.
That was
you have
my
an English
kid's
one,
college
sell it.
fund.
I have an
Oh.
English one.
sell it on TCG. Can you
Oh.
sell it on TCG?
Yeah, I could. Yeah,
Okay,
100%.
Yeah.
CK will buy some non-English cards, but it's like because they're only printed in that language.
Sure.
Sorry,
Like-
I don't remember which cards exactly. Like, there's like a Finhorn Elves that's printed in German, and they'll buy that because that's like an official. I don't know.
Finhorn Elves in German?
Because the
Yeah.
artwork looks German.
Yeah, there's some.
I don't know.
What's
I
he
thought y'all
doing in
knew
that
these
German
things.
art?
See how many Magic cards there are? There's so many that like y'all didn't even know that. You know.
Yeah, we don't know anything.
Yeah,
We're
we don't know
completely
shit.
out
Our-
of the
our
game.
brain
We don't know
goes through-
jack shit. Our
I
fans
know.
are furious.
Our Discord
even
knows more.
play.
That's why they're so mad at us.
Yeah.
I don't even like play, and I have an extensive knowledge of Magic the Gathering cards that will not translate to any other job.
You got to go to a rival company. Have you ever thought of that? Like, is there any sort of like
this is a great question.
someone adjacent to Card Kingdom that you might be interested in working for? Like, yeah, just like a content creator or Liz. How do we get you a job? Do you want to go back to the Magic space? What is ahead?
You like going over hypotheticals with nerds?
You like hypotheticals with
I do.
nerds?
Oh,
Okay.
I never answered that question of like what was like the first hypothetical at work.
Yeah, let's get into that.
My friend, so my friend was like, if you were a frog, what would you look like? And
Yeah.
it's fun.
That's great.
Huge,
Okay, that's great.
yeah,
I'd be out.
I at first I was like, oh, you know, like I kind of like those poison dart frogs. Those are pretty cool. And then he was like, I would have spiky hair, and like, it just became this weird cartoon thing, and then it spawned into.
It's like a Sonic the Hedgehog like persona.
Imagine going to the higher ups and like, we're unionizing, and then that guy's like, if I were a frog, I'd have spiky hair.
It's also
like you're
funny 'cause
hurting our cause.
Yeah.
It's funny because that person is involved in the action team
Hell yeah.
side
Heck
of
yeah.
the union. So
Hell yeah.
I love that dude.
Everyone
That's
has
my
a
friend.
frog sona.
Frog
Hell yeah.
That's
soda.
awesome.
But like
Oh my God.
you kind of touched on something, which is that like the other like card providers in that space are not better, and in fact, a lot of them are worse than Card
Yeah.
Kingdom.
So I know there's like TCG players.
I got some bad news about TCG Player.
Well,
Okay,
they crushed their own union.
Yeah, if you want to share.
Well,
Yeah.
eBay acquired TCG, I think, as TCG was trying to unionize, or the workers
Yeah.
were trying to unionize.
I think that's
Oh,
right
okay.
because both of those things happened very recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is from like
Um,
March, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had heard. I haven't been keeping up with TCG Player, but with my more informed coworker friends, they had said that they're getting treated way worse than we are at CK with some of the unionization. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like if you start a company like CK and you're just gonna bully your employees, it's just like this weird evil nerd dynamic. Evil nerd.
Yeah.
You know? It's bad. I don't like it.
It's sad too. It's like, can you even like name a company that at that scale doesn't do that, or has like hadn't had any like skeletons dragged out of their closet? Like even like a restaurant I've worked for, Pizza Luce in Minnesota, they're getting sued right now for like they were like underpaying their drivers for years without them knowing.
Oh God.
So it's like
anytime a like company is like, we're a family here, you know, like welcome to the family, just quit.
Welcome to our abusive family.
Domino's was like, I filled out an application, they called me like later that night, it's like, you want a job, it's minimum wage and it really sucks, and I was like, yeah, okay. I appreciated that. I was like, I had sent out a bunch of job applications to much better jobs with like the guy called me. He was just like, yeah, it's minimum wage and it sucks. And I was like,
and that sent Tor on his trajectory to greatness.
I appreciate this.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Is there Liz, is there like, can we still support the workers trying to unionize? Is there what do you think can our listeners do?
I would say keep track with the union on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. And you know, if you do still order cards from CK, you can always leave like a little note in your order, and you can just say that, you know, you're pro union. You can blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could tweet.
Could I text
CK,
back this number?
Leave a review. What?
Okay. Could I text back this robo number that texts me? Would they see that? Probably not.
I don't know if they'll see it.
Okay.
Because so
leaving reviews, just like public feedback, following the union.
Yeah, I would say any of those things.
We could threaten them.
Okay. Yes. Threaten violence.
You could. I don't know if it would make the union look good, but
they can pin it on us. They can.
Yeah.
They can say
I'm a rogue agent. Yeah, I'm not with the union.
You just don't say anything about the union. Call up, you know, like higher ups at the company and just flush the toilet into the phone and then hang up.
Yeah.
So, Liz, imagine you are someone who is still in the thrall of a cardboard addiction, and you do want to make purchases. What is the most sustainable and moral or responsible way of doing it in 2023, you feel?
Wouldn't it just be your LGS? Just support a local game store.
Yeah, that's what Mike got it.
You could support your local game store because like CK and Mox is like a chain now. It started off as like a local game store, but we've like eaten the local game stores around us too. There's a couple that are left that are like, you know, brick and mortar that aren't big chains here. But I think like Channel Fireball, like we acquired a lot of their cards and bought them out or something when they went under because of COVID. Because CK luckily had the model of online sales, while a lot of the other local game stores pre-COVID didn't have like online sales. They were just like, when people come here, they support us. And then when they weren't able to be supported during COVID, then those businesses unfortunately failed. And so, yeah, I guess you could support your local game store. Rip off, your fellow kid. A kid that's younger than you and less knowledgeable, you could rip them off.
I like that. Yeah.
You could always proxy your cards. Because it's expensive, and you could always just with a fucking pen write on a land card or something, which sometimes people try to sell to us their proxy cards, and that's fun.
Hell yeah.
We've seen a lot of cool counterfeits and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Any that are convincing?
Some that are convincing, and some that are like, like Xerox,
hilariously inept.
Yeah, hilarious. I wish that I had sent y'all some like pictures of funny Magic cards that I've like taken pictures of.
Well, you can
there's
send them
some...
and we'll post them.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll send them to you
thumbnail or
afterward.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
we've found some incredible cards. Like several months ago, we got a card in that was, I think it was like a Shadowmoor card, and it was like a fairy. And on the back of the card, it said like, Alicia, I love you so much. Aww. It's our 2-week anniversary. And I know we'll be together forever.
Oh,
you know, like
boy.
on the back of this like
Oh,
fairy
no.
card, this like love note written in pencil. And like I don't know if it was that guy or that girl or just somebody else inherited this card. They tried to sell it to CK. And you better believe we all passed it around and laughed so hard.
Wow.
It was beautiful.
Alicia.
A beautiful relic of the like, early 2000s.
That's
Right.
probably what made Alicia leave.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
they
the
should
2-week
dump-
anniversary, and I know we're gonna be together forever. It's like so funny.
2-week anniversary. What the fuck?
Did they put that on a Magic
That's
card?
what Zach does.
I'm hoping that they were like 12 when this happened, and it wasn't like a 20.
They're not like 35. Happy 2-week anniversary. I'm gonna move out of my parents soon.
Or you could move in.
You could move in with me and mother. Liz, anything in closing you want to promote?
Yeah, we haven't talked about your comedy. If you want to,
promote
mention
your
that
stuff
a little bit. Who
Yeah.
cares about cards? We care about Chuckles.
Chuckles, yes. Come have Chuckles. If you're in the Seattle area, you can catch me. I like to think I'm funny.
She's great. Liz is great.
Thank you.
Liz
Mike, you
is
saw me like once as well.
Crushed. You crushed.
So yeah, I actually have a show tomorrow night at the Clock Out Lounge in beautiful Beacon Hill, Seattle.
Do you have later shows? Because this comes out on Thursday.
I was like, this like
Yeah.
let's see. I've never done a roast before, so I'm doing my first roast
Oh,
on
wow.
July 5th at the Rendezvous in Seattle.
Nice.
And it's going to be a great time. I'm probably going to suck ass at it, but I'm so excited to do a roast. I've never done one before.
And when is that show?
That is July 5th.
Rendezvous.
And Liz, what's your are you mainly on Instagram?
Yeah,
Is
where
it
do we
at
find you?
Liz Tin Iced Tea on Instagram?
That's exactly it.
That's the
you
gram?
said it correctly.
We'll plug it. We'll plug it below too.
Sweet. Yeah, you can catch me on there. I'm posting my upcoming shows. I got another show in September, but that's in a ways. And then hopefully I'll have some more in between then. I'm going to try to head out to Portland soon. I've heard that their comedy scene is super fun. So hopefully I'll be touring more of the West Coast soon.
Summer for comedy, that's the time to kind of take a break.
Yeah.
It's just
really,
brutal.
It is.
Really low turnout, like audience and stuff. Working
They
at a
just
comedy
suck.
club.
They just suck too. The crowds suck.
Yeah. I remember at Vermont Comedy Club in the summers, because Vermont summers are so gorgeous. Nobody wants to be inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Same
Same with
was
Minnesota.
pulling teeth to get people to show up. It was rough.
Yeah, shouts out to all the crowds in St. Louis, Missouri, and St. Paul, Minnesota from the past 2 weeks, but you sucked.
I mean, that's why all these clubs do contests.
Dig, man.
That's true. Contests.
Well, that's why all these clubs are doing contests in the summer, because they're like, you convince gullible, comics to bring their friends that don't know better.
Absolutely delusional, mentally ill people.
And speaking of contests, I will be at the whatever.
No, Zach, you don't
July
even know
1st.
what it is.
I'm not even performing. I'm judging a contest
Zach,
at
why
Comedy
are you
Corner
promoting it?
July 1st. But I don't know. I might get a guestie on there. Who knows? There's a non-zero chance.
Zach, don't promote after the guest.
Yeah, what the hell, Zach? This is Liz's promo time.
Cut it out. Cut it in post.
No, it's just more
I don't
work.
mind.
It's staying in. Your embarrassing promotion is staying in, Zach.
Yeah, you're judging you're the judge, Zach.
Yeah, I'm in the
booth.
booth.
Oh, jeez.
I'm
Go
in the booth
distract
and I'm
Zach
judging
during this
judging the contest. So it's everything I would have dreamed in comedy. My girlfriend is visiting her father in Wisconsin, and she her father asks her how my comedy career is going.
Oh no!
And that's the one thing I could think of is I'm judging a comedy contest.
No.
And with that,
Wait. I got one more thing to promote. Because it finally clicked what Zach's mustache reminded me of, and it's this guy in my profile picture.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's why.
That's
It
handsome.
finally clicked.
Can I say this one thing before we go? Or
Sure.
Okay, which is like my mom recently she kind of approached me and she was like, kind of looking at my mustache, and she was like, your mustache, because I've had it for a little while, and she's like, your mustache is a different color than your hair, and it's curlier, it's kind of different, it's interesting. And I was like, okay, what made you like think of this? And she's like, well, I don't like it.
All right, I love you, Manna.
I love you, Manna.
Thank
I
you
was
so much,
worried
Liz.
that wouldn't pay off. Liz, thank you so much.
Thanks
Thank
for having
you.
me. Sorry
I
I
love
was
you, man.
late.
Thank you, Liz.
Oh,
no,
No,
you're
you
all
crushed
good,
it.
Liz.
Thank you.
Great.
I'll send you
Muting
those
and
funny
record.
cards.
Bye, Liz.